G'day.
You don't have a small four-door truck, do you?
You go on my lathe or not?
Probably. Give me a little while. Hey guys. Just turned up. Just walked in basically. Very poor. Thanks for waiting around. $624 Dudley, g'day. Stuart Hingston, g'day. Wazza, g'day. Glad you're back. Good to see you. Steers look good. Hope you kept them thirsty enough that they went to the water trough instead of home to mum. Dan, g'day. Bill, g'day. I'm sort of halfway through moving here. That's the problem. The chair's a bit squeaky, but I've got boxes here everywhere that I'm unpacking as we go. I've just gone and got another load, which is why I'm a bit late. It's all happening though. So trying to empty the storage unit as much as I can. Downsize a bit, maybe. We'll see how we go. But we're getting stuff put together. Little bit of progress on this plotter. Got some steppers and bearings. Some more bearings, I think. I've got, I think this trip I've got some electronics. I went to get electronics and screws last night or the night before or something, and yesterday, yeah, and ended up with the wrong size screws and the wrong electronics. So hopefully tonight I've hit a jackpot. Otherwise, I'll just keep going. They're in the storage unit somewhere. Morning, David. What's happening? Look, I wasn't feeling real good last week at all. Bit ordinary actually. So, upshot and outcome of that is that I got bitten by a spider, which isn't fun. And that's probably where the issue was, right, with that anyway. It's gone down a bit. It's not as crazy. Let's have a look here. But it's not as crazy as it was. The skin's all peeling. Try and get some focus happening here. Sorry. I'm not doing real well with that. Really? Anyway, had a big hole in it on Sunday night. Saturday, I really had a temperature and I really wasn't feeling particularly good. Sunday, I probably felt a little bit better. Monday wasn't terrible, I guess, at work. Tuesday, I got up and did stuff. Today, I went to work and by about 4 o'clock, I had a temperature, but that's fairly normal with this. Anyway, I think it's coming right. Hey, Raymond. Anyway, it's looking a lot better. I'm feeling a lot better. Yeah, it was a bit of a mess on the weekend and I really wasn't in any fit state to do anything. But I did go to Shannondale for the Working Bee. So rather than let the team down. Bit of a look around the roller on Sunday. I didn't do a whole lot more than I should have, as much as I should have, but got Christian's little Jacko boiler up and running. I think they boys did that and was running 3 steam engines for a few hours. So that's all working nicely. What else? Didn't do much on the truck. They kind of had Sunday off because Saturday apparently was a very big night. I don't know what happened there. Not telling any tales, but yeah. Tea and biscuits, good day. But I got in and did some stuff on Sunday anyway. Minor stuff. We've got this. I guess you all know what this is. If our experts would know exactly what this is. Besides being covered in 600 weight steam oil. This is a drain cock off a Fowler traction engine or a Fowler roller. Cylinder drain cock. Or, well, such as it is, yeah. That's sort of the theory behind it, but it's pretty rugged. This is the plug out of it, which sort of works. It closes one way, which all it has to do, because the hole's not straight through the... So that hole's not straight through the plug, because it's just been put in here and drilled. I think we could do better than that. And it's got a hexagon on it, which it shouldn't have. The hexagon's a bit crap. So, handrail knob. So, going to make 4 of these. There's 4 of these, all up. Four of these. And these all sitting in different depths. Some of them are touching right up here. Some of them got 1/4 inch gap. Some of them have got enough thread to get a nut on, and some of them sort of almost do. Some of them don't do uptight. They're a bit ugly, and they're hexagon. So they need to be square on the end, and they need to be a little bit oversized, just a fraction of like 30 thou oversized, 25 thou oversized, something like that on this at the same taper, pretty well. Gonna make 4 of these, say 25 thou over, with thread on the end, find some washers and nuts, and a square on this end. And then I'm going to make an extra one on the same setting out of silver steel. And we'll cut that half, that'll split it and sharpen up the flat side, and we'll have a reamer then to clean these out. That's the theory. We run a reamer through them until they all fit in the same depth and everything else, and the nuts all do up nice. And probably we'll have a nice slotted hole in here all the way through to get plenty of steam through, which will help. So that's the theory with them. They should have, right, this crazy system. This is a little bit better than the crazy system that's got, but it's still not ideal. Right. What is the angle and is it a standard? Really good question, Stuart. I'm just going to set it up between centres and get the cross slide right and read it off, and I'd say that'll do. That's where we're going to go with that. And while the machine's set up, I'm going to do all 4, and I'm going to do the spare for Rima. This lever needs to be steel or brass or something. I think they'll cast iron, to be honest, but probably going to be cast brass or just out of steel or something. Joe's offered to CNC mill them, whether that's going to happen or whether I actually just go and get 4 of them cast. File them out to match, but they go on there. Like, they're supposed to go on the square that's actually a hexagon with 4 holes in it, because this had bits of flat screwed through here. Look at this. Had a piece of flat screwed out here, another piece of flat screwed out this way like this, and that's what was used, was the lead. I think we're going to improve that, Dan. I think we're going to. Sorry about your automatic shut off, but I think we're going to fix this properly. There's no point doing it half-assed if we're going to do it. So, going to get 2 of these and 2 that are only just ends like this for the back ones. You've got a lever that operates these 2 on the one on each end of the cylinder, and then this lever here operates a rod around the front. Across the other side, then there's another one on the other side like that connects to, and then there's 2 levers for the grain valve. So there we go. What keeps the square hole on the spindle? Everyone asks difficult questions, right? Tightness is what leads. No, it's probably going to have a bit of a taper. It's probably going to have a bit of a taper in it, and then they're going to pin the end of it over. I'm not sure. The smart thing probably is just to make it square and put a grub screw in it. We'll see. Still giving that some thought. Whether we put a grub screw in them, or whether we make them a bit tapered and pin them, or whether what we do, I don't know. But there you go. Once they're on there, I don't really care whether they never come off again, to be honest. Yeah, everything will get pinned over, but I might put a grub screw in it yet. So that's a project, to be honest. Now, also the other thing I did was pull a big end out of the left-hand side, the flywheel side, which Dan reported was squeaking pretty bad, and you can sort of see why on all sorts of levels. There's nothing to retain any oil and nothing to stop the oil just running through. So you oil it, and 2 minutes operation later, there's no oil left in it. So it's not real good. Didn't bring all those bits with me. They're sitting on Dan's bench. But I did make a video on my mobile phone. I've just got to work out how to get the codec onto my laptop. So I can actually upload it as a proper video, and I'll do that. But the brasses are pretty well worn. I mean, to my mind, yeah, you can put them back in and they'll do a job for a bit, but they won't be for very long. And I'm sort of the same sort of a belief that if we're going to do them, we're probably going to do it properly and have it done then. So he's got a nice workshop down there. Anyway, so that's roller updates, really. They're the things that we're working on at the moment. So these are basically, they've got a 5/16 pin screwed in here with a split pin through it and a washer. Just full of machines, a workshop. And then they've just got a steel flat plate lever basically between them, and they're all there, and I think the levers will probably be okay. It's just these bits here that are a bit ugly. But anyway, that's the job with that. And job with the cylinder, there's a video coming out about that, but it's still very much open for discussion. No idea about that at this point. So, what else is happening? New video this week from Russ Stocks. I saw that. He's not here today. One from Stefan. I saw that too. Oz has moved in and got internet again, which is awesome. Good to see you back. Got some nice little steers there that really only potty calves by the look of it. They're still looking for their mum. Go Create Hobby Machine Shop. Good day, Nigel. I didn't drink anything on the weekend. My weekend was sort of in and out of consciousness, and I was doing that okay sober, I guess. Everyone's wondering probably about this bear in here. Probably not, but I brought back my laser cutter that I built, laser engraver, and it's had a bit of an accident at some point in the storage shed, so it's going to need a few new bits printing, and I've got to find the print files, which are probably on my old computer. So that's another job that needs sorting out. In and out of consciousness was probably not my doing, or something. That was probably something that Dan had control over. So that's kind of where we're at. Excuse me. So the sooner I can get the lathe back here, the better, to do some of these little jobs, the better. Nigel's just bought a laser engraver cutter. That's awesome. It's probably much nicer than mine. Journeyman Randy, g'day. Mine's a bit sort of ordinary, actually, to be honest. It's all right. It does the job, and it's probably quite a good laser engraver. But it's not. It needs some fine tuning, and I'm probably set up a bit more to do that now. But some of the plastic pieces didn't last the journey, so I could do something with that. Got a room next door full of boxes that some of them have been sorted out, some of them haven't. There's also a clothes horse full of clean laundry, all that sort of stuff. So it's all happening, but it's slowly. Paul, good day. Anyway, went to work today, and that's kind of a bit soul destroying, to be honest. Really wasn't feeling it by about 4 o'clock, but I've got a Bowman Mercia watch on the bench that's not keeping time. Basically, I think it's just filthy dirty. It's probably worn out. Darkfire project's awesome, and I did start one. I've never finished it because I sort of come to the realization probably earlier on than a lot of people that it's a more interesting project than it actually is a tool to use. So I'm not 1,000% sure about diafilers at this point. Anyway, need to bring an ultrasonic up and some ammonia and stuff and give these a good scrub. Get all these bits bright and shiny again before we put them back on. And hopefully probably Easter time I might go down and spend a day putting some of these bits back together, seeing what we need to do. Whether we put the mains just back together and say 15th hour gap in them's all right, or whether we actually bought a bit of bronze off someone and make a couple. Must have found it then, Dan. That's awesome. So this place is a bit of a shambles because I've just been unpacking stuff and it's full of boxes and paper and stuff. And I haven't really put anything away properly. I have got my drawing cabinet, which is awesome. I've got a few little tools. I've got a few projects. There's a few books, some of which will probably go. I'm trying to work through books and see which ones I'm going to get rid of and which ones I'm going to keep. What I'm going to do with that, not sure about that yet. A lot of big questions there. But I have got a drawing book. I've got a drawing cabinet there. We could go in the other room and have a bit of a look and see what I have brought. Just trip over my work boots where I took them off. Let's have a look in here. Got laundry here everywhere. I've got a bike frame, which is a project I'd really like to have to hang on the side of the living van for the roller. I've got boxes of silver steel and stuff. I've got 4 chair legs. I've got a photo album. Monitor. I've got 4 milk crates. Anyone local's got a couple of milk crates. Be keen to get a hold of them. I brought nearly all my nuts and bolts except the ones that I was looking for. And Matt, g'day.
Really? Oh my God.
Joe's having a moment out there. Next, good day, Paul.
Really? Come on. There's no one. There's no one.
And we've got some boxes down here too. Not anything particularly interesting, I don't think. There's some projects in that one. Don't know what's in that one. One in the bottom is the RLE engine. And the top one I haven't even looked at. So there we go. That's what's happening. This place is looking a bit lived in actually, but slowly. I'll get this to a clothes horse out tonight and some more boxes in here because the car's full of them. Also got the welder here.
That right there is a right angle. It is equal to 90. It is equal to 90 degrees. We'll talk about other ways.
Dan's watching YouTube. There is a welder here too with the kitchen.
It's a right triangle. Let me put some legs to the sides here. So this side
Don't be.
here is me.
It's Joe. Hello, Joe. Joe's having fun.
And then the hypotenuse of the triangle.
Yeah, this come back in bits, so we're going to have to sort this out and get it going again. Not the end of the world, but these were all ABS. I don't think that was the right thing to make the print these out of. We need some of these. We've broken this piece, I think, and broken the end pieces. So I just got to find the files. Anyway, we'll do that and get him all sorted and get that going again. Anyway, it's very important to have a kitchen welder. Poor Joe. Gonna put up with a lot by the time we're finished. So, this place is pretty lived in actually this week. Or today anyway. It might be better by the time I go to bed, I hope. Anyway. The TIG will go outside. It's just we haven't got there. It only turned up last night. Anyway. So, that's what we've done. Probably not going to be a huge long stream tonight for a couple of reasons. One is I haven't got anything to talk about. Second one is I'm about bushed and I'm running a little bit of a temperature this time of night. And third one is I've still got some unpacking to do, some boxes to move. So that's where we're at with it. Anyone else got any news? What's exciting? What's happening with you, Wazza? Tell us about the move, where you're at. Journeyman Randy, what's happening with you? Nigel, what's happening with you? Take care, Dan. Don't work too hard tomorrow. Thanks for everything again, and we'll catch you. David's been out exploring, that's awesome. Seen a few short videos and things from him. That looks like Spain, I guess. There wasn't a lot of commentary, but I'm guessing it's Spain. Looks pretty awesome. A lot of fun. Yeah, Instagram must have been where I saw it. I did see some stuff anyway. Nigel, that sounds awesome. Peter Noddle, good day. I hope to have a video up in the next couple of days, maybe the next few hours, but right now it's got the wrong codec from my phone, so when I upload it hasn't got any video and hasn't got any sound, and it's a bit of a pain. So I'm going to have to work out what to do there. Not sure. Shared Shop, good day. And James. I don't know if you missed anything. Been late, and we don't take attendance anyway. But yeah, I'm in the middle of moving. I've been doing a little bit of work on the roller. Got some jobs here to do and some ideas to do them. Geez, they're ugly bits. And what else? Went to the. It's just a recap. Went down to the working bee on Saturday and Sunday, and I got bit by a spider the week before, so I was feeling a bit ordinary. Didn't get much done on the roll loads. Got the drain cocks off, or one of the drain cocks off, to sort them out, and got the left hand side main big end out. Because it's got some noise problems, and the problem being just looking at it, it's got, for starters, when it's closed right up, it's the 13th hour over, so that's one way out. One place the oil's going, it's just pouring through. There's no felt, like no wool or no wick in the oiler, so there's no oil actually getting to anything. And it's just got a screw on top rather than spring-loaded plunger, so you're not actually filling the reservoir up. All you're doing is filling up the tube in the middle. So it gets about 5 cc of oil straight in the bearing, and then 10 spins later and it's not doing anything. So that's a bit of a problem. The brass is picked up a little bit, minimally, but it's the two halves of the brass are clamped right down tight. We'll give you a bit of an overview before you see the video. See what we can do here. Got a bit of paper. We've got a pen. So how the big end works, we've got a C piece. Out of what, 50 by 10, 50 by, probably 50 by 20 flat, 2 inch by 3/4 flat, something like that. It's bent up. Or machined out solid because it's got sharp corners in here and it's a bit round around the outside. And it's got round corners on the end here, like such. Anyway. In this end, with a bolt through here and a bolt through here, this bolt's just ordinary bolt with 2 lock nuts on it, neither of which are the same size. And this one here is sort of similar. It's got 2 lock nuts on the bottom too. This bolt goes through, and then it's got a thread on this end up here. And that holds the big end basically, or the conrod. Sorry, the conrod in the brass, which is this part here. See. Now, the brass is in 2 bits, and it fits around the edge here, so it's got a lip around the outside. one goes in there, and the other one's supposed to go in here like this. Right, something like that. Right. Now, there's a slotted wedge goes in here, and there's inside here there's a plate with a tapered slot in the middle, and then there's a slotted wedge comes down here, and that goes basically across here, and it's got a nut on the bottom here and a nut on the top. So what happens is that when you tighten this down, it pushes them up against the, hey Darren, pushes them together on the shaft. That's the theory. But this here, behind this plate, is about 1/4 inch of wedges here, and this is screwed right down as far as it'll go. So basically these two faces are up tight, here and here, and the crankshaft is 3.020 inches, which is 20 thou over 3 inches. This hole here is 3.033 inches, which is 13 thou bigger with these up tight than the crankshaft. So basically the oiler sits on top here too, but we'll get to that in a minute. So what's happening is oil's running through the hole, and it's just running out, and it's just flicking out everywhere because there's nothing holding it in. So when you look at that, this brass here, which they should be pretty much identical, but this one here is about 8mm, well 5/16 if you want to work in black and white, shorter than this one, right? So that's how much has actually been filed or ground or milled off this end to keep this style side and this side in contact with the shaft. Hey Rust Knox. So basically, probably you can fix it by taking a little bit more off the front brass, another 10 thou, whatever, closing it up and running a hone through it and putting it back together with another shim. That's probably the correct way of doing it. If you put another 1/8 of an inch shim in here, then this taper would lift out far enough so that there's some adjustment on it and everything would work. And that might be a reasonable sort of, or half reasonable sort of temporary fix, but it's not really a good fix, to be honest. What it needs is new brasses. This oiler here has a tube up the middle, about that high. Then it's got a lid screws on, and another little lid in the top with a hexagon for filling it, apparently. So what happens is that when you take that little lid out, there's nothing stopping that. There's no way you can get oil down inside the reservoir, and there's no point if you do, because there's no wick in it. So basically you fill this little tube up and it runs out the bearing, and that's why it's getting hot. So this oiler should have a little dome piece on it that slides on over the top somehow, and a spring on it, and that should work inside a hole there. So when you put the oiler in, or the oil can in, push that down, and then oil just comes out here, and then it's got a wick up through the middle. So that needs fixing, and both sides need fixing. It would have a wire on it with some worsted wool. That's what it had. So basically there's a wire to hold it in place, and then there's basically a bit of, basically it's a loop of wire like this, twisted up on the end. With a bit of natural wool hanging on it, right? And this is pushed basically down the tube. This end is sort of bent up like this. And then this end here is pushed down the tube so that some of this wool's hanging out. And that's what holds it in place. That's the way they're done. I've done several of the oilers already with wool, and it's not going to be terrible. But this oil is substandard, so you can't fill it up anyway, even if it does work. Anyway, we're going to have to work on that. But it's not the only thing that's going to need some work. These really need new brasses. And I guess you could probably build these up with a bit of brass, and that's probably the way they would have done it in the olden days. Build them up and remachine them. But I think you get both these bits of bronze out of these two brasses out of a bit of stuff that's about 6 1/4 by, I think it's about 2 1/2. So if we got a bit of bronze that big, we'd make one side. And I believe I may know where there actually is a piece. So that's where we're working with that. But sorry about the mud map. There will be a video coming if I can actually get it uploaded so anyone can see it. But that's how they work. And it's a bit substandard, to be honest. There's a lot of things on this roller that are a bit like that. Anyone who had a hand in the restoration will tell you that it was done as a working engine, which is code for we took shortcuts, and everything was a shortcut, I think. But the boiler's good, but the rest of it's, the paint job's terrible. Some of the mechanics aren't as good as they could be. Anyway. All you old people getting your knees replaced and stuff, that's awesome. I'm glad you're all going well. So depending on time restraints, probably what I'm going to do is take a bit off here, right, put it back together so that it's got a little bit less rattle in it, and put it back together and give it a bit of a sand, like a bit of a hone, put it back together and see what we end up with. Probably put another shim in it so there's some adjustment, because there isn't any left. Anyway, they're the things that I'm thinking about in my life. That's what's going down and up and down and up and down. Not sure that there's any resolution on any of it, but there you go. Anyway, there's a bit of work involved in all this, and it all needs a good clean up and a draw file and tidy up anyway, so that it looks like it's meant to be, rather than some rotten old job that someone's put together with a ball peen hammer. And if we were going to do them properly, I guess some of these nuts and things all need replacing, because they're all a bit sort of all over the show, to be honest. There's no two sized nuts on it the same, in the way of all pre-Second World War English crap. nowadays. So see you, Darren. Sorry, Stuart. That's probably better. I said probably about ready to call it a night. Thanks everyone for joining in. I really appreciate catching up with you all. Don't be afraid to butt in and tell us everything that's happening in your channel and what's going on and what you're doing and what to watch out for, what new projects are happening. It's an awesome time to do that. At the moment, I'm just preoccupied with steam engine bits and with moving and getting as long as I possibly can out of my van before I've got to go and service it because it's going to cost money. Anyway, I'm out. Take care and be kind to each other, and we'll catch you again. There will be a video at some point when I work out how to make it work. Thanks. See ya.